My name is Noel Tripp, and today I'll be reading some of my poems. They're short lyric poems. They have a variety of topics, a variety of subject matter. Some deal with emotions, ideas. Others deal with nature, such as flowers, birds, even seasons, such as ice, as in winter. I think I would like to begin with a poem called Reflections in the Pool. When ceiling becomes floor, and floor ceiling in the rippling pool, and all seems to vibrate in the movement of water, what is it to see the world upside down, when in becomes out, and backward turns to forward? What is it to walk in another's shoes, to exchange roles on stage in the drama called life, where what seems to be often isn't? Could we resolve disagreements, for war exchange peace, mediate issues before the slush of difference hardens into the icicle of hatred? I'll be changing topics, changing ideas frequently. This one is called Peace. And the terms that I'm using at the beginning are terms from yoga. Sa, Om. Inhale, Sa. Exhale, Om. Explore the territory within, from the crags of discontent to the mountains of frustration, to the tornadoes of tumult and utter devastation. What does it take to calm the earthquake of fright, to deflect the upheaval, to penetrate the eye, the hurricane of doubt, when all explodes in a rage of torment? Just the sheer rhythm of breath, an awakening to the simple beat of the heart of order, the core of strength, the affirmation of, yes, I can. This one is, I call it my secret tiger garden. And I'm not talking about tiger as the animal, I'm talking about tiger lilies in this little poem. The beautiful, bright orange lilies that appear in this area, often in July. My secret tiger garden, banked by a stone wall, hidden by shrubs and rows of Sharon trees, 13 glorious orange lily blossoms, dimpled with spots of brown and black, overflow in a cascading shower of petals, stamen and pistil, like dancers bowing at the end of a performance. In bold elegance, they arch, defy gravity, unique in the phylum of lilies, wild, bold in a splash of splendor. They awe us with their grace. I think perhaps another flower, in this case the dogwood, would be appropriate. This is called cherry dogwood, which is one species of, subspecies actually, of the dogwoods, which blossom in late spring and early summer. This one is called cherry dogwood. As the ripe red fruit falls in tropical abundance, almost suggesting an aura of the fruitful harvest, one remembers their exquisite springtime petals of pink or white, oval with pointed tips. How grand it is that the cycle of life has come full circle, affirming bounty, proclaiming beauty. The tree's own profusion of splendor, each cherry an ode to life, a beacon of plenty, even as autumn light retreats. This one I call a filament of feather. Of course, the metaphor is of a bird, and apply this to to our daily living. A filament of feather. Driving home near the end of a long journey, I glanced quickly at the sky to marvel at this long ethereal quill of clouds, with downy barbs so intricately linked in ethereal bliss, stretching in the endless blue to awe the soul. How like our lives, with down of delicate wonder at the magnificence of it all. A gossamer plumage linking, joining strands of living, both happy and sad, connecting us to others, transforming, blessing upon blessing. So at this point, I'll switch seasons and I'll do something in honor of winter. This one is called Ice, a metaphor for living. A shimmering slick on tree branches, a metallic glittering, suggests an otherworldly fairy tale, an aura of gleam and glitz. This sugary sensation above contrasts with the sheen below, a smooth sheet mocking us with the call, try me, as feet skid into a crash of luminous deceit, measure, moderation, slide into a spin of frenzy. So it seems with the lurid glare, a garish blinding blaze, when light turns into eerie darkness, and the sirens beckon with, come hither, just before we drop into the black doom of desperation. I'll do another icicle poem, perhaps. This one I simply call The Icicle Age, a Winter Reflection. As sleek prongs of winter, icicles hang from entries and exits, each unique, sharing a transparent sheen, a marvel of light. They shimmer in the sun, immobile in frigid splendor, reminding us of their transient glory. A spectacle of symphonic elegance delights the senses. They announce their percussive persuasion only as they shatter on the pavement beneath. Now we need something light-hearted after dealing with the more threatening aspects of winter. This one is called A Joke, Paradox at the Heart of Life. Have you ever tried to make sense of politics? Ever attempted to reason with one in the throes of emotion? How absurd! What is reason anyway but one's own particular slant on reality, an individual matter at best? Better to try to stretch concrete or to boil water with ice. When faced with a quandary, be your own Yogi Berra. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. Often you may feel like an acrobat teetering on a high wire, for ultimately life is a balancing act, juggling one set of probabilities with possibilities. Does one determine the other? You could become an astronaut or a deep-sea diver. Are they really so different? Each explores the fantasies of height or depth, fortified by scientific fact, which, as we all know, is the best fact around. Perhaps, to pile cliché on cliché, when all is said and done, whenever that is, Pascal had it right. The heart has its reasons that reason does not know. Could it be that kindness wins, reconciling all with a gentle touch? I've always been fascinated by the term simplicity. Simplicity has so many different connotations to different people, and I tried to capture a little bit of that concept in this poem. The title is Simplicity Has Its Own Elegance. Simplicity has its own elegance, from the sleek model strolling down the fashion runway to the greyhound racing swiftly, its legs barely touch the ground, to the ibis spreading its wings in glorious flight, scanning the horizon, to the swimmer slicing through the water, believing, trusting, loving every moment.